Maple Falls had already been shaken by the disappearance of Nurse Sarah Whitmore. Her abandoned car, the open driver's door, the keys dangling, all symbols of a night that would haunt the town forever. But what the community didn't know at first was that Sarah had been living with a dangerous secret. A secret that could shatter families and friendships alike. Sarah had been romantically involved with a married man, Daniel Thompson, a respected figure in town. And in the shadows of this affair stood his wife, Laura Thompson. On the surface, Laura was the picture of grace, quiet, devoted to her family, and active in the church. But behind closed doors, her life was unraveling, her marriage fraying under the weight of betrayal, her trust poisoned by whispers she couldn't ignore. When Sarah vanished, Laura's name quietly surfaced in hushed conversations. Had she discovered the affair? Had anger driven her to something unthinkable? Detectives discovered that Laura and Sarah had crossed paths, not just as acquaintances, but in moments far more intense than anyone had realized. In Sarah's journal, investigators found a cryptic entry. She told me it had to end. But I can't. I won't. If the truth comes out, it won't just be my life destroyed. At first glance, it seemed Sarah was writing about Daniel. But deeper reading suggested something else, a conversation with Laura herself. A friend later admitted Sarah had confessed. Laura knows. She cornered me one night in the parking lot. She said she'd ruin me if I didn't stay away. Laura denied it all. But suspicion lingered. This is where the threads twisted even tighter. Detectives pieced together Sarah's final weeks. Tension at work, her friendship with Emily unraveling, and her private turmoil with Daniel and Laura. Emily had confided to colleagues that she felt Sarah had become reckless. Some believed Emily's jealousy wasn't only about friendship, but also about Sarah's secret life. Was Emily angry because she was left out, lied to, or because she too had feelings Sarah never returned? Investigators considered a chilling possibility. Sarah had become caught in a web where both Emily and Laura had motives tied to betrayal, secrecy, and raw emotion. And yet, there was no proof. Just shadows and suspicion. Maple Falls was now consumed by whispers. Was Sarah's disappearance connected to her affair? Did Laura know more than she admitted? And where did Emily fit into this puzzle of jealousy and secrecy? At vigils, neighbors looked sideways at Emily, whose grief felt jagged and defensive. And at the grocery store, they glanced at Laura, wondering if she harbored rage so deep it spilled into violence. But then came one more chilling revelation. Detectives uncovered a hidden voicemail Sarah never shared, saved on a work phone. A woman's voice, trembling but firm, said, "If you don't stop, I'll make sure everyone knows who you really are. Consider this your last warning." The voice was never conclusively identified. Some swore it was Laura. Others thought it could be Emily. Who was Sarah more afraid of, her best friend or the wife of her lover? 20 years later, Sarah Whitmore's name still echoes through Maple Falls. Her disappearance isn't just a tragedy. It's a wound layered with betrayal, jealousy, and secrets buried so deep that no one dares to speak them aloud. Laura Thompson still lives in the shadows of rumor. Emily Carter left town, her silence as suspicious as her anger once was. Daniel remarried, moving on while questions linger like ghosts. And Sarah? She remains the missing piece of a puzzle that refuses to be solved. Was her vanishing the result of rage, betrayal, and jealousy colliding? Or did someone outside this circle take advantage of her secrets to strike at the perfect moment? The truth is still out there. But in Maple Falls, every candlelit vigil feels more like a reminder that someone knows. Someone always knows.